Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. Now, if you are on the Toffee Bluecast Twitter, hit that link and come over to YouTube and get involved with the comments. Now, he's got his brew there. Well, you got coffee or tea?
I've got tea at the minute in my Yorkie cup.
Nice and
Playing away
relaxed.
tonight at the parents' house. So brought the setup. All looking good.
Well, we are good away, and we will
about
look
the
at the
match.
away form. We'll look at the away form. We are better away, so is that what you're thinking?
Maybe it is. Maybe more confident than being at home. Yeah.
The game's away as well. Right. So what I was just going to say is Toffee Bluecast. If you're not subscribed, I'll say it at the start. Hit that subscribe button so it pops up so you don't miss it, because we are growing every time we go live, and we've got loads of Everton fans in the comments. I can see you all there now. Get involved in the comments. We don't just leave you in the comments and ignore you. We get you on the channel. We put your comments up, and we like to hear what you've got to say. Toffee Bluecast is for all of us just to get together before and after games, and it brings us Everton fans together. It's doing a good job of it so far because we get to know more every time we go live. So Toffee Bluecast, get on it, like and subscribe. So here we go. Nottingham Forest versus Everton. It's massive game. I don't know how you feel, Paul, but I'm proper up for this. If you see my shorts, I've been putting like shorts up with the fans around the ground on that protest and walking past the ground. And when those videos, when you see the fans around the ground, it's goosebumps. It really is, because you know what the old lady means to us, and you know what Everton Football Club means to us. And just putting music to those clips that I'll put on the shorts. Have a look, people, in the comments. You might have seen it already, but just putting music on the Everton fans close to the stadium that they love is so powerful. It's the best football club in the world, and I can't tell you how much Everton brings me love, and I'm ready for this because I want to fight for this club. And I think
it just shows how everyone's feeling at the time, isn't it? So it's been really good.
Look at this. It never. Oi, I like you to know, when I used to get blue paint on and go war paint, we used to win. When I used to be up for it and ride the unicorn, we used to win. Me being up for it kept us up like the last 2 seasons. So it might be a positive thing that I'm proper ready for this game. We have a system. What we do is we look at the form of both teams. So we'll look at the last 5 games of Nottingham Forest. Yes, we do our research for you. You can just come to this and chill and find out everything. We'll do the last 5 games of Everton. Then we'll get on the screen the team that Nottingham Forest played last game. And then we'll get on the screen the team that Everton played last game. Everything is here. And we want you to comment all the way through it. Tell us what you think. Share your thoughts. We'll say what we think on your thoughts. Get involved. So here we go. Let's get started. What have we got? Get it on the screen. I love doing this because I wasn't sure about Nottingham Forest. It's a team that I haven't been watching that much. I think I've watched them once or twice this season. I know a lot about them, but I haven't continuously watched them the last 5 games. And if you look there, Paul, they've lost against Brighton 3-2, close game. Scored 2 still, so still a good team, Forest, you can see there. Lost against West Ham. They did beat Aston Villa, good result, but we also did in the Cup. They lost against Liverpool, and then they drew against Luton. Their form isn't that good. I thought their form would be better than this when I looked Nottingham Forest up. I thought the form would be better. And their form isn't that. And you can just see there it's slowly starting to fade away. And that's why this game is so big, to get us back on track to where we was before that international break. That's what I feel anyway, Paul. What are you thinking on this?
Forest, I mean, that win against Villa, that Forest had, great win for them. It was a bit annoying for us, but that's the only win that they've had in the last 9 games. So they're in a patch of bad form, really. You know, they're scoring. They would probably argue a little bit in some ways, like we argued at the start of the season, that I'm sure they're XG, you know, it's all about the X. They scored 2 quite a lot of times, but only getting a draw at home against Luton, and the 3-2 against West Ham, and the 3-2 against Brighton. So they're very capable of scoring goals, but even when they're 2-0, even when they've scored 2, they're not great at keeping that 2-0 lead or making it into a win. So they'll be looking at this as the game that they can turn their form around and score at least 2. But they're culpable at the back, and away from home, we've been scoring pretty well. And take the Man U game out of it. What were we? 6 wins in 9. So we should be. It's one of those that I think it's one of them games that could go either way. To be fair, if we turn up and we play like we know we can play, I think we'll get the win. But I'm sure Forrest would say the same.
I've got comments coming in on the. I completely agree with you. We've got comments on the team coming in. We've got the team that we're going to put up in a minute. I've seen the Origi comment already. We will talk about it, and I've seen the comment on the striker out for Forest as well. So we will hit that. One thing I was just going to say is that they'll be wanting to get back on track. I'm not looking at their form and thinking, oh, this is a crap team, because I know Nottingham Forest are full of good players. They've got some experienced players as well. They have signed some experienced players, which we'll go into in a minute. So this is not a team that's an easy game. It really isn't. And if you look at their games, yes, they haven't got the results, but like us, they've been in every game. You look, other than that 3-0 against Liverpool, they've been in every game. So I'm taking these very, very seriously. And when, on what you just said, in the press conference, I don't know whether you all watched it, in the press conference, they were saying, now you've got a 10-point deduction and you're at the bottom, how are you going to cope with this? But I was just thinking to myself, like, the situation is no different. Like, it's no different. All we need to do, we don't need to go and do something that we wasn't doing, because before that international break, like you've just said, we won like 5 and 7. If you do what, if you break and win 5 and 7 now, in the next 7 games, we won't be in the bottom 3. We'll probably be back to around 11th. And I do believe we can do that. So we don't need to do nothing different. All we need to do is just keep doing what we was doing before that international break. It's not a crisis. I've got no alarm bells in my head here, Paul. I'm just thinking that we just need to not get scared, not panic, and just believe what we was doing before this 10-point deduction was working, and just carry on with what we was doing.
Well, we can't do any more than we have been doing, because it's been pretty decent form. So at the end of the day, the end of it is a football match. So everything, all the noise outside, is the players can't do anything about it. All they can do is do what they got to do on the pitch and win the game. And we score quite a lot of goals. And we can, although we've not done it for the last 3 games or whatever, we can keep the opposition down to minimal goals themselves. So I just hope we can turn up and Dyche can get them firing. There's a couple of question marks. We'll look at the teams in a little bit, but it shouldn't change us too much. It shouldn't change us too much. As long as they're positive and we play the way that we know we can play, then we'll have more than enough on the day to win the game. Definitely.
Let's get it on the screen then. Let's do this. So that's the form. Last 5 games. Our form's better. Doesn't make me feel any better. Means nothing, but we still look at it. We've got to make new form now. We've got to get back on track. I'm ready for this. I really am. And we've got it. Oh, I'm pumped. I've never felt so pumped for a game. I really haven't. This Premier League have really done my head in. And I want to prove them wrong now. I don't want to think to myself that, by the way, we've put the appeal in today. We have put the appeal in. We'll mention that on the channel. The appeal has been put in today. And some people said, should the points go back to what they was until the appeal's been done? I don't think they should be, because imagine if they put it back to what it was and you think you're okay, and then the 10 points get put back on and you don't get your appeal, and then you feel like you're in that situation again. I'd rather the situation be in front of me, in front of the players, and then react to it. Don't need to hide from it. Some are thinking, babying these players, thinking, oh, what about if it's affecting them and they're scared with the 10 points there? It won't. That'd just motivate me. Wouldn't scare me at all. It'd just motivate me. Those players need to pull together with that manager and want to prove the Premier League wrong, because the Premier League want to take them down. They need to pull together and stop this Premier League without even getting their frigging 10 points. I'll take the 10 points and I'll smash it this season. I don't care. I'm up for this. I am. I hate the Premier League now, and I'm ready to stay up even with the 10-point deduction. And I do believe we can do it with the 10-point deduction. And it's just setting your bar higher. And if we don't get the 10-point deduction and we still manage to stay up even with it, we're going to just end up higher up the league, ain't we? So it's win-win. That's the thing. It's just setting that bar higher. Right. Let's get it on the screen. We start off by looking at the opposition, and then we go into Everton. When we go into Everton, we'll predict our lineups. We want you to predict what lineup you want in the comments as well. And then we finish with a score prediction. So this is the Nottingham Forest team. I did not know, Paul, and I'm going to confess this. Emma just said it a bit ago. I did not know that Origi plays for Nottingham Forest, and it made me poo my pants when I seen it. It really did.
No, I didn't know that either. I didn't know that either.
I did not know. And I looked when I just put it on the screen now, and it says Origi there, and I thought, Belgium? Is that the Origi that used to play for Liverpool? And I clicked on it and got the picture up.
There is only one, apparently.
It is the one that Pickford friggin' has got the worst flashback ever with. I don't like him. I don't think he'll start, though. Let's talk about these now. I don't think he'll start. A lot of people are saying he won't. Ward is their first choice striker, looking at that. Origi might come on for him, so we've got to be ready for him. Alanga, for me, there's two players in this team that we've got to watch out for. Alanga and Morgan Gibbs-White. They are two players that are very dangerous and can hurt you. Then they're not going to bottle it in a game. They ain't. I think they're lively players that will thrive against us. But we've got to stop that. I'm not saying they're going to do that, but they'll look to do that with Alanga and Gibbs-White. Very, very good players. We nearly got Gibbs-White. So they're the two players we've got to stop. What do you think on that, Paul? What's your...
Yeah. They're one of those... they're one of the sides that are a good team. You know, you pick out individuals, it'd probably be those two who you pick out, particularly Gibbs-White. He seems to be involved in everything that is successful for them. He's a bit of a wind-up merchant as well, so you know it could be a bit tasty between one or two in the midfield when he's trying to get on the ball, because that's generally where he does. They don't always have a high press. They do sort of like us, kind of like winning the ball, usually sort of on the halfway line and breaking quick. Alanga's quick, Gibbs-White quick. Wood isn't the fastest, but he puts himself about in the box, and he's one of those players who can just fall to. He might not do anything all game, and then suddenly he gets a brace just with a couple of shots. So we've got to be aware of what they can do when they are attacking. I think looking back to last season, we kind of let ourselves down. I mean, we got a 2-2, didn't we? We let ourselves down a little bit with giving the ball away, and maybe not being back as a unit. I remember their goal, edge of the box. We were just slow to get back and defend the edge of the box when they actually played it across. It was laid back to, I can't remember his name actually, but he just side-footed it in the net. Pickford didn't even see it. So as long as we can be a unit ourselves, I think we can be stronger individually as well. And it'd be up to probably Mykolenko, you would imagine, on that left-hand side to be up against Gibbs-White. So if it can be backed up a little bit strength-wise by Branthwaite, I think we can null that threat. And I think that we've got enough going forward to make it difficult for that back four that they've got there.
I was just going to say that it was Brennan Johnson. I knew what was stirring in your head, and I knew who you meant. It was Brennan Johnson with a tap in. And this is a question for you in the comments. We have a little bit of entertainment here. Who's better, Brennan Johnson or Elanga? Who does it? Because Brennan Johnson's gone, does it make you feel like it's better? Are you happy that we ain't got to come up against Brennan Johnson, or do you feel that Elanga is just as good as Brennan Johnson? Because I'm scared of Brennan Johnson. He's quite feisty, like Gibbs White. Gibbs White, like you've just said, he's a fiery player. He gets yellow cards. And Brennan Johnson was the same as well. He's quite a fiery player, gets yellow cards. And I think that kind of sets their mentality. They're proper feisty and up for it. Elanga's not. He's not a fiery player, but he is a good player.
He's just raw. He's just raw. Same as Johnson. Still, you know, I wonder whether Johnson's move to Spurs was too soon. I think he could have given Forest another season and sort of consolidated what he's already got and sort of built himself up a little bit more. But he's made that break, and it's arguable whether it's successful yet or not. But Elanga's still raw, and he'll take chances on the ball. That's what the younger players tend to do. You know, they're a little bit more naive, a little bit more fearless, and sometimes that can help. So both are good players, but I'd rather play against Wood than Johnson, because I don't think Wood would move around as much. I think Tarkowski would prefer to play against Wood than he would someone like Johnson.
Do you know how I think you can stop Wood in this game?
Go on.
Get a chainsaw. So
I knew you were going to say something like that.
Cut him in half with a chainsaw. No, Wood, I like you say, I'd rather take him on. Looking at the bench there before we move on to Everton, we'll keep this nice and fizzy and interesting for you. Looking at the bench, they've actually got some good attacking players. Hudson-Odoi's a really good player. I like him. The Blues has just said that he wanted Elanga. I did as well. A lot of our fans were saying he wasn't good enough, but I knew he had goals in him, and he is scoring goals. He's scoring regular. So what more could you want from a winger that's scoring? He won't score against us, but we'll have to be at our best to stop him. He's definitely a threat. Nottingham Forest just bought so many players, and to have Ward, Elanga, Dennis injured, the main striker, which we've talked about. What's his name, Paul? The main striker.
Who for? Oh yeah.
Nigeria.
Yeah. What's his name?
Awanji or something like that.
Awani. And I can't. I'm sorry.
I'll push that onto you there.
I'm going to say Awanyi.
Awangi. It's got to be somewhere close there. So you're going to know
good
who
though,
we're
isn't he?
Awangi.
I think
he's a very, very good striker. He reminds me of like Anichibi.
You know, yeah, I was going to say Yakubu, actually, yeah. That kind of...
But built like a shit
kind
ass.
He's
a bit more Anichibi for me. Yakubu's just a bit of a toe poke finisher. Scores from everywhere on the pitch. So that is very good that he's injured. But I'm not going to say Ward is a bad striker. He'll score if you give him chances. He'll score headers as well if you give him chances.
One other thing about Forest sort of line up there as well is that I know formations can change in the game and everything else. That's not what Forest would normally do. They would normally have a bit more of a 4-3-3 going back into a 4-5-1. Danilo was more in that sort of central position in that game, but they would normally have
Yates normally plays
Dominguez on one side, someone else on the other, because Danilo's not always involved, and then kind of a front three, if you like, of Gibbs, White, Elanga, and Wood. So it'd be interesting to see what they do. The only other time that they've kind of changed their formation, went proper 4-5 across the middle, was away at Liverpool. So often they'll kind of have more of a 4-3-3, winning the ball halfway line and then breaking forward, because they have got some quick lads on the ball.
That Nicarte or Niarte they've got centre back. I don't support Forest. I don't expect me to completely know their names, but that lad they've got centre back there, he's a big lad. He's quite strong, and we're going to go into our team he's a strong striker, so you're going to have to. I think he'll handle strength, so we're going to have to find other ways to get around him. The defense is pretty good. Toffolo as well. I watched him in the Championship, really good in the Championship, and he's come to them, and he's a very. He just gets everything. He's like a Mikalenko, really. He's just solid, gets everything right, puts the graft in, doesn't do nothing special, but doesn't do anything wrong. So he's quite a good player, that Toffolo. They've got a good team, but I'm not scared of them. That's it on them, isn't it? That's it.
Yeah, let's look it up.
That ex-Spurs player, they've got him there as well. The REA, he might start, to be fair, with the experience. Let's get Everton on. Keep getting involved in the comments. We're going to give score predictions after we've talked about Everton, so have them ready, but don't give them not score predictions, the lineups, predicted lineups. So have your predicted lineups ready. Here we are, Paul.
Yeah. One of them.
Let's do before we say anything. I'm going to do
it. Really, don't want to go into
press conference.
I think 5-7 is probably a bit harsh on Pickford. To be fair, I know we weren't great as a unit, but that's probably a bit harsh. Yeah, you kind of look at Onana being a big miss, don't you? But I wouldn't pay too much attention to that game in terms of our last 10 games. Do you know what I mean? It's best to forget that one ever happened, to be honest. There would be one or two changes, I think, that people might be thinking of making, possibly back four-wise. We'll get onto that in a sec. But yeah, it looks as though Onana, going off the press conference, Onana is not going to be right. Beto's back in the squad, though, from what Dyche said. And he also said about DCL. Was it on Thursday, the press conference? So he said,
yeah, I was there. I was asking the questions.
Were you there? I thought I could hear you. Yeah, he said DCL, they'll make a decision on the day. He said they'll make a decision on the day about it. So it'd be interesting. I hope he is fit. To be honest. I think he holds the ball up much better than Beto does. But I'd like to see Beto sort of last 20 minutes, half an hour, stretch his legs a bit and try and get on the score sheet again. So we'll have to see about those. Apart from everyone else seems to be fit and ready.
And we have seen you've covered everything now. I was just seeing what you've watched the press well there. I was there obviously, so I've got a bit more information than you. Coleman
told you to shut up, didn't he? Did he not say shut up?
Yeah. No, Dice, he says, "Do I want to play?" I says, "No, my days. I've hung my boots up. I'm not playing left wing." I say, "I'll play left back. Get Ashley Young out of squad, but I won't play left wing." Right. What I was going to say is Coleman is out. No, he's fit.
He is fit.
He's available. Gomez is available.
Yeah.
We've got to mention it. Gomez is available, which when Onana's not, when Onana is out, then Gomez being available is good. I think we need it because if you take out, like, this is an example to you, Paul. I know you're squinting. I know you've got an itchy nose, but get involved in the comments.
My Gomez face.
On a yellow card. If Garnaga's on a yellow card in the first 20 minutes, who are you going to bring on centre midfield for Garnagay?
Tom Davis. Oh, damn. God, no.
No, he went to Napoli. Tom Davis went to Napoli and he's top of the league. Absolutely smashing it with his curly pearls.
Yeah. I'm going to say
it's true. I'm going to say
Garnagay's staying on no matter what. To be honest, wouldn't surprise me.
That's Dyche's ways, but I just think that we are low on someone coming in for Garnagay and James Garner, and I think Gomez will come on. You can drop Decore in, but in that press conference, listening to Sean Dyche after Julia asked him the question, good questions as well. I don't think that the way Decore is playing, Dyche is going to change our formation, but you can do it in yours in a minute. I don't think Dyche is going to switch and change things with Doucouré when he's just said Doucouré is playing really well with the striker. The question was asked, by the way. The question was, do you see Beto and Calvert-Lewin playing together? Dice said, I can play that formation, but when Doucouré is playing so well with the striker, I'm not going to change it when he's playing so well. So that's just the information that we got from the press conference. And that told us a lot, didn't it? I think it kind of...
Yeah. I mean, we've all rightly or wrongly, Dyche doesn't change an awful lot if he can help it, in many ways, to be honest. So I would say the formation wouldn't change. The personnel is more likely to change first, and he will stick with James Garner and Idrissa Gueye in the middle as much as possible. I think if Idrissa Gueye had to come off, then I think you would probably see Doucouré go in the middle and someone go behind whoever's playing up front, whether it be that Danjuma or anyone else.
Yeah, he's not going to fiddle with it much. So what we're going to do now, what we do on Toffee Bluecast, we do the same all the time. Like and subscribe, by the way. What we're going to do is Paul's going to give his lineup. No one got the score predictions right last time when we had the Man U fan on, because we all said we were going to do well, and we lost 3-0. So I'm not even going to go into that one. We didn't get the lineups right either, because we all had Patterson in our team. So try and get your lineup right, but also
what were we thinking? What were we thinking? Oh my word!
I know. I'm gonna beat you lot this time and actually put Young in my squad, more likely. So is give his lineup he wants, or maybe that he thinks Dyche is going to play. I think we should just do what we want and see who gets it right, or do what we think Dyche will play. I don't know. That's the frustrating thing: doing what you want and doing what you think Dyche will do. I think we need to accept what Dyche will do.
Well,
so
we can only hope. We can only hope that Sean will do what we want him to do. That's what we want, isn't it?
In the press conference, if you did not watch it, the guy at the end that always irritates Dyche. Dyche likes the people early on at the press, and you can tell there's a few that he does not like at the end. You can tell he's rattled by them. And there's a guy that irritates Dyche in the press at the end. And he was just like straight to the point. I think he doesn't realize that you can't ask some things, and he just goes straight to the point. But I don't mind him asking it, because we all wanted to know, why aren't you playing Patterson? He's saying, why aren't you playing Patterson, basically? And Dyche is like, the others have got experience. Patterson is the future, but the others have got more experience. So for me, listening to that, I don't think Patterson is going to get ahead of these, which gave me a little bit of a angry feeling towards Sean Dyche, because I think it's harsh.
Got to go with the boss. The boss knows what he's doing.
Yeah. He does. But I know you want Patterson as well, so you probably felt the same deep down.
Exactly the same.
It puts you in like, it puts you in two, because we're positive and we don't want to do anything to be negative. But then we are also wanting Patterson, so we're hurt. So we're angry inside, but then we're like, no, you've got to back Sean Dyche. You've got to just don't be negative. Stay behind him, back Young. And it's hard, because I want to get behind Sean Dyche. I don't want to be negative. That's not the person I want to be. But I am getting frustrated that Patterson isn't getting a chance when Young's playing so poor. But we have got Coleman to maybe save the situation. We will get into that now. So Coleman's available. Gomez is available. Paul, fire away in your lineup. I'll do mine. People, write your lineups, and we'll try and get them all on the screen.
Yeah.
And hit the like on the stream, because we need more likes. I've just had a look. Not enough. Not enough for Toff Bluecast. Serves better. Get on those likes. And let's like the stream. Come on. Let's do this. All right, go on, Paul. Go for it.
Put him in there. Not a massive change for me, and probably no surprises either. I would obviously have Jordan in goal. Mikalenko, solid lately, so he's left back for me. Branthwaite and Tarks, no reason to change. Patterson right back for me. Said it many times. Yeah, Young is a great professional. Great experience. However, I just think, same as Michael Keane in part of last season, he's a magnet for negativity and things going wrong at the moment. I just think he needs a couple of games out. I really do. And I would put Patterson ahead of Coleman, to be honest, at the moment. But I'd be happy with either of those two. But Patterson for me, right back. Harrison playing in front of him, right mid. McNeil on the left. James Garner and Idrissa Gueye middle. And Doucouré in front. And if at all possible, I'd start DCL up front. That would be mine.
So that is Paul's lineup. Keep yours coming in the comments. We'll read them out in a minute. My lineup. It's a good lineup. And we said this last time to the Man U fan, you don't feel like you can change it much. Especially when Gueye is the replacement for Onana. You could push Doucouré into that position, but he's not going to do that, is he?
No, I can understand it being changed, particularly after the Man U game. I mean, did he took off McNeil? Did he take off McNeil and Harrison at the same time? I think. Might be wrong on that, but people who you would think would play the full 90, like McNeil, he ended up bringing off quite early, really, compared to when he brings other people off. So, maybe he does. Maybe he wants to freshen up a little bit if he's got the personnel to do that. It's about how much faith he has in Danjuma, how much faith he has in Coleman being ready, how much faith he has in Patterson, I guess.
I wonder if I did see a few tweets. I wonder if Danjuma's had a bit of a kick-off and he's not happy with not playing. Do you think? I've said it on my tweets. I think Sean Dyche has handled the squad really well, and the substitutions are not arguing, and they're okay, and there's no tension or anything like that. Do you feel that there is any tension with Danjuma because he's come to Everton and he's probably expected to play? He turned us down and thought he was too good for us and went to Tottenham, and now he's actually come to us. He probably expected to be playing and one of our best players, and he's not getting a sniff. Do you think he'll be frustrated, or do you think he'll be handling it well?
As a professional, you're probably going to be frustrated, but as a professional, you get your head down and go on. I tell you what I do like at the moment is that I don't hear lots of stories of player unrest at all. Maybe it's just overshadowed by the points and everything else, but usually there's a story, or it would be a story of such and such always isn't happy, and there was this kickoff, and these people don't get on, and everything else. And Dyche is just good at keeping it in house, which is what it should often be done. How it should be done and dealt with in house as well. You don't see players jumping out in the media, sort of slagging anyone off. So I like that. I think that's the way it should be, proper professional approach to it. So he will be disappointed because he's not getting picked, but hopefully he gets another chance soon and makes the most of it. Because he had a recent hour, 65 minutes, which we hoped that he would get, and he started, but it didn't particularly pay off, really, did it? I think it was the Burnley game.
Danjuma says, keep your head up. I messaged him, Paul, and says, keep your head up and be ready for your opportunity.
It's the right thing to do, mate. It's the right way.
It's just, that's just the way I feel if he read it. He's just got to, this opportunity he's got to take. I don't think he's the Danjuma he wants to be yet. And I think when he is, he's going to be a hard player to drop. If he comes in, because let's face it, McNeil and Harrison haven't been playing that well. You could argue that Danjuma deserves an opportunity with the standard that we've seen from Harrison and McNeil at the minute. Harrison's getting more of a chance, I feel, because he tracks back better than Danjuma and he puts more shift in. We know the Leeds team, they're renowned, those Leeds players, for running up and down all game and putting a graft in. And we know Harrison does that. So Dyche is going for Harrison he just does more, I feel. That's how he's beating Danjuma. But up the top half, Harrison hasn't been doing it, Paul. Harrison hasn't been that dangerous up the top half. So what do you sacrifice? Yes, Harrison's tracking back more, but if he's doing nothing up top, we need him to do that as well. And if he's not, Danjuma will come in. And if he's ready to do something up top, he's got to take his chance when he does, Danjuma.
Yeah. I mean, as Everton fans, we're always looking at the negative first. It's just natural. It is just natural, isn't it? So straight away you're thinking, so Danjuma comes in for McNeil, but that means Danjuma is going to be on the left and Gibbs White is on their right, and that means that Danjuma won't go back and help Mykolenko as much as McNeil would. So does that mean you wouldn't have Danjuma? And do you know what I mean? You start thinking that as well, don't you? Because it's an overall approach.
Everton is the biggest overthinking head. We've been through every single situation you could go through, Everton fans. So as an Everton fan, your head literally scrambles in every place and you think everything. And that's just the way it is. Right, let's do my
predictions
thing,
of lineups.
Yours. I've got to do mine.
Go on, you get yours in. Yeah, you get yours in.
Well, we're having a gab about freaking Danjuma, as we do, having a little gab. It is a topic that we are covering topics, though, and Danjuma was a topic I did feel needed to be talked about. And it was interesting in the comments what they were saying. They do feel he'll be frustrated, but he's probably just keeping it in. Interesting to hear what you said, Paul, because I haven't spoke to you about it yet. So we do cover stuff on the channel. Is McNeil injured? Not that I know of. Not
that I've heard. Unless it's brand new information. Cass has only recently come into the chat. So I don't know if he's been down Finch Farm and see McNeil trip over a bench or something.
We haven't heard that McNeil is injured, but if he is, Caswell has just revealed it. But I
exclusive on Toffee Bluecast.
He's giving Bobble a run for his money. Caswell is there. Right. I'm going to go for Pickford in goals. By the way, a few people did say to me, Paul, and I know we said it last time on the channel, that Pickford could have saved that overhead kick. A few people said he was a bit smaller. He would have saved it. I've been told by some Everton fans that Pickford should have probably got a bit more onto that overhead kick if his positioning was a bit better. But maybe he should have. I don't know. I did say that to you a little bit. I did say maybe he could have got to it. I don't know.
No,
being harsh on it, but I know Pickford's ability. But I've seen him make those fingertip saves top corner for England, and that's the problem. When Pickford's standard is high, I've seen him do that. But I get. I think it might be the case that I've watched it back 6 times slow, and when you watch things back, everything's easier. My team, Pickford in goals. I'd love Coleman to play. I want Patterson to play, but I don't feel, listening to Sean Dyche, that Patterson is going to get ahead of these. I don't know why, and it's doing my head in, but I don't think he is. So I'm going to try and get this lineup right. I think Young is the main option. Coleman. Dyche loves Coleman. So I'm hoping Coleman can get Young out of the squad. Imagine if Coleman comes in and Dyche moves Young on the left and drops Mykolenko. Right, so don't do that to me.
That's so Everton, that
is. Be Everton. Yeah. You look at it and you're like, Pickford, Coleman, and you're like, yes! And then later on you get to the left back and Ashley Young's still in the squad. Right. So I'm going to go Pickford, Coleman. I want Patterson, by the way, everyone. I'm with you, but I'm just trying to get this right, what I think it'll be. Tarkowski, Branthwaite. I have been told Branthwaite, if he gets another yellow, he gets a ban.
Yeah.
And if he does, I'm going to cry for about 3 days straight because I can't be without my Branthwaite. So Branthwaite, if you listen to this, if you listen to the channel, Branthwaite, don't get a yellow card. I'm behind Michael Keane, I'm behind Godfrey, but Branthwaite, you are my baby. Just make sure
he's gonna. It will happen. It's when they get to apparently it's when they get to 19 games that it goes back to 0, isn't it, on cards?
Oh, how many?
I think it's 19 games. Like half the season. Half the season, then you go back to well, God, how many are we on? It's not that many.
How many games are we on in the comments? Like, I need to know this. How many games has Branthwaite not got to get a yellow card before he refreshes? That's the question. You should know this in the comments.
Yeah, we've played 13 games. We've played 13. So he has to avoid a yellow card for the next 6.
Do you know my partner asked me this question in the car earlier on? How many cards has Ashley? Do you know, because Ashley Young got a red card, does that wipe away all the yellow cards?
No, I don't think so.
So he's got to be, with how many yellow cards Ashley Young has had, he's got to be close to getting the 5 for a miss a game as well, hasn't he?
You know what?
Or does the red card wipe it away? That's a good question. Yeah, I know.
Let's hope we don't have to worry about that. Let's hope we don't have to worry about that bit.
The Blues get involved. Let us know. You know, the Blues. He, by the way, he's a professional referee in the Championship. He'll know the answer to this.
Because who else are you having?
I honestly do believe that because Young has got a red card, it wipes away it. That's just what I believe. And I've been a qualified referee. I can't see how your yellow cards would continue after that. It seems too brutal. But you never know. We'll have to find that. I'll find out that when I come off. Both Brantwaite and Young are on 4. So maybe I'm wrong. There you go. Both Brantwaite and Young are on 4. So if Young gets another yellow card, so maybe we need Young to start and get a yellow card. Actually get subbed. Right, moving on to my team. My midfield is Garner Gay. I miss Onana so much. I want to cry. Onana, come back, please. Garner Gay. James Garner. I feel James Garner's been quiet, but I do believe that James Garner is twice the player when he's got Onana next to him, because Onana wants the ball. And by Onana wanting the ball and getting on it, James Garner's got to want the ball as well, because he's got to show that, like, give Onana options. So I just feel by having Onana, he lights up James Garner, where Garner Gay, I don't feel we're getting that. But Garner Gay didn't have a bad game last game, and I am behind him 110%. Garner Gay wasn't the problem last game, I don't think. On the wings, I'm going to go for Dan Juma. I'm going to drop Harrison, and I'm going to go for McNeil, because I think McNeil, yes, he hasn't been doing it, but he's a player that in this sort of game, he could just score some screamers, like he did against Brighton. He could probably score a brace. You don't know with McNeil, so I'm gonna play Dan Juma. I'm going to give him a chance. I don't think Dyche will do that, but he deserves a chance. And if that you don't give Dan Juma a chance, like Ramsdale, Dan Juma will go and get his dad on a YouTube channel and kick off so he can get a game. So he'll get a game no matter what. Decore for me, he's my boy. Number 10. Some don't like Decore because they think he's not clinical enough, but he gets twice as much chances as anyone else would in that position, and he adds a lot to help us defensively. Like we said on the to the Man U fan, I feel that if you played with 2 strikers and you look at Garner and Gay, it just looks like they're going to run through us in the middle and we look weak. I think by just adding Decore in front of them 2, he gets forward, but if needs be, Decore does drop in, and he has got that centre midfield experience to make Gay and Garner safer, in my opinion. Striker, by the way, this is going to be different. I do believe that Calvert-Lewin's injured. I don't think Dyche will risk him. Dyche has said he's got to do things differently with Calvert-Lewin, and I think Calvert-Lewin won't play. I don't think Calvert-Lewin will play. And I think if he does play, it's going against Dyche's rules, because Dyche says if he's tight, we've got strikers now, we can look after him. Because if he plays and he's out for a lot of games, that's not good for us. Calvert-Lewin can be out for a whole season, remember. So if he's tight, let him recover to be fully fit, because we've learned when he's fully fit, he can go again. So Calvert-Lewin, no. It was interesting in the press conference to hear Dyche talk about Shemiti. When they said about Beto, the press, they talked about Beto and they acted like Shemiti wasn't an option. But then Dyche goes, we've got Shemiti doing well as well. He's chomping at the bit. So I think we could surprisingly see Shemiti this game. Is it Beto or is it Shemiti? I wouldn't mind starting with Beto, because I think Beto will wear him down, Paul. I think Beto will... When a defender plays against Beto, they know they're in for a game, so we'll wear them down. I think bring Shemiti on 60th minute with loads of energy, and that's the way I'd do it. I wouldn't even play Calvert-Lewin this game. I wouldn't risk it, because we've got some big, hard games coming up that Calvert-Lewin could be crucial. That's my team. I know it's long. I know I've given a lot of reason, but you know you wanted to hear it. Paul, should we get the teams in the comments up?
Indeed, yeah. Let's have a little look. See if anyone's gone for a Shemiti Beto top 2. That'd be interesting. I'm just trying. Well, it's up there. Let's have a little look. Trying to find the first one. Eugene reckons that they will drop Young for Nathan Patterson. I guess we'll see. Blues, here we go.
I'm glad he said that. I hope they do.
Well, Blues reckons that they will as well. So Pickford in goal, Patterson right, Miko left, Starkey and Branthwaite middle two towers, McNeil on the left, Harrison on the right, Garner Gay and James Garner middle, Dukes in behind, Beto starting. Could well be.
I'm always interested in the Blues lineups because he knows his football. You can tell. Let's not beat around the bush. He knows his stuff, and he corrects me sometimes, and I'll correct him. The Blues. We get some cracking people on this channel, so like and subscribe.
Here we go. West Eggs in. So again, it says Patterson right back, Miko left back. I think everyone seems it's fairly settled, that back four, isn't it? It's just that right back area that's causing a bit of controversy. But Branthwaite and Tarks in the middle. Again, Harrison right, McNeil left, James Garner, Garner Gay middle, Dukes. Maybe the midfield's the most settled part of the whole lineup. To be fair, it's just Onana or Garner Gay, isn't it? And where are we? Lost my place now.
Let's just looking now at the comments.
Blues,
as well.
West Egg, here we
Loads
go.
Of comments there. It's good that we've got that many comments. We struggle to find your lineups. That shows that the channel's doing well.
Emma, Emma's there. I don't know whether that peach is Jordan Pickford, by the way. Patterson right back, Miko left back.
It is Jordan.
Is that
Pickford,
what it is? Is it? All right,
yes,
okay. Harrison, I can see in the comments. Presuming Harrison right, and then Danjuma in on the left. James Garner and Garner Gay middle. Dukes in behind. Beto.
Same as mine, basically. Yeah, that's same as mine.
I think so. I think that's what you said, wasn't it?
When that's when you know we're in trouble. Same one.
Podcast
I like that.
Good that.
But mine was different on the Patterson part. I went for Coleman. Go on.
Yeah. Everything. I think everything the same. To be fair, here Patterson, yeah, and Miko the fullbacks. Garner Gay. It looks. Sean Dyche said Anana's not going to be back in time, so Garner Gay and James Garner, Harrison, McNeil, I'd imagine, and Dukes in behind DCL going for.
It's interesting. He's got 4-2-3-1, 4-2-3-1. So he's gone less wingy and a bit more get the McNeil and Harrison closer to Dukes.
I think they're going to be the two. They seem to be the two positions that people are going to look out for. He's going to be who's playing right back and who's playing up top. Sorry, Jamie. There you go. So he's dead happy about Young being right back, but he thinks he's going to have Young at right back. Tarky, Branthwaite.
Is that dribbling or is that?
I don't want to guess. I don't want to guess. To be fair,
he's dribbling over Young. I think.
I don't want to speculate. Garner Gay, James Garner middle, Harrison and McNeil, Dukes and DCL up top. And I think that's where we are. Chris says Patterson and then Beto up front. Pretty much everything the same.
Cheers, Chris.
That's not the team that Jamie wants. Just what he thinks it will be. I know.
We've got it. The thing is, we've got to try and, as a fan, for me, Paul, that's the lineups. We will do score predictions in a minute. We'll end it on an hour. As a fan, I feel if you go against Sean Dyche, it's going to be a long season and it's going to be a long experience under Sean Dyche. I think if you're always against him, it's going to make being an Everton fan so frustrating. It's going to make you so stressed as an Everton fan. We've got to try and see what he's thinking and get behind it and see if it works and hope that if it doesn't, he will change it. He's given Ashley Young a chance, which is frustrating me so much. But I'm hoping that he can get Ashley Young to be better and play in that position well. I don't know. I don't want this grudge against Sean Dyche, but he's given it to me. Do you know what I mean? I like him a lot. I really do like what Sean Dyche has done because our players did not give a shit and now they do. Our players didn't get chances, and now they do. Our players couldn't defend that well, and now they can. He's added so much. I'm happy with my Everton team. I like Everton again. It's just he's doing heading over this right back position. That's it. And
yeah,
I don't know. I don't want to.
If that's the only thing,
I love him.
Yeah, if that's the only thing, then he's not doing too bad for you, is he?
Well, it's a big thing, isn't it?
It is. Well, at the moment, it is. Yeah, at the moment it is. Should we get some? Should we get some score predictions in? So put your score
the way we do it. The way we do it is we want your actual score and we want the goal scorers, because with that said, we want to know if he actually got the whole thing right, so we can rub it in that you didn't put a bet on it and that you would have won like £500,000 for getting the score right and the players right who scored. So we want the score and the goal scorers. We're finishing the show now. Put it in and we'll finish on that. I ain't thought of mine yet, so Paul, you're first. Go on, go for it. What did the Man United fan say on the Man U score last time?
He said 2-1. He said 2. Yeah, Dan said 2-1 for them.
Yeah, he said my heart says 2-1 and my head says 2-1.
So some of our viewers were saying 3-0 and 4-0 to us. I love the positivity. I just wish they had been right.
Forget about it. Build a bridge and forget about it. Right?
It's gone. It's gone.
It never happened. That game, it was just a warm up. It never happened. We're back. Yeah. We're back, baby. Right.
I think Forest will score. They're at home as well. I don't know whether they'll get the 2. Let's say that we're a bit more stronger defensively than we were last season. I think that's true, and I do think that we've got people who can get on the ball and make something happen. Can we make things happen twice? Yeah, go on. I think we'll scrape a 2-1, and I think probably Alanga will score for them, and I reckon that. Oh, you know what? Someone like James Garner and Beto, and I think one of them will be a penalty. I think we're in the mood to get a penalty. I think all this negativity that we're being given on the pitch will, they'll not want it to build up too much. So they might even give us a dodgy penalty. So 2-1 dodgy penalty win.
2-1. There we go. Beto and James Garner. Right. So my score, and I'm being deadly serious here. I've really thought about it and I want to get it right. I want to be the person next stream where we say, oh, Dan was right with the score and he knows everything. He knows his football. So here we go. My score is 5-2 Everton. 5-2 Everton. I think that this is going to be a game where both teams go for it. Do you know when you play a football match, Paul, and you hit them all over and you have to go and chase it on the AstroTurf, you have to open the gate and go and get them because you've hit the shots that crap, where your shooting's just not that good. We've got all of our bad shots out of the way last game. And this next game, we're going to take our chances. We should have scored 5 or 6, Man United. Law of averages say this game we're going to take our chances. Like that Brighton game where we randomly got braces everywhere. I do believe it's going to be like that Brighton game. I think McNeil's been quiet. This is the game that McNeil comes to life. So I think McNeil will score. I think Decore will score. I think Beto will score. He's starting for me. And Mikalenko's a goal machine. So he's got to be on there, hasn't he? What's that, 4? And who else am I going for? I want Braithwaite to get one as well. I really do want Braithwaite to get one. But I want everyone to get one. I want Shamizi to come on and get one as well every time he comes on. I hope he gets one for confidence. So I'm going to go 5 for us. There's my goal scorers. For them, 2.
Not bad. Not bad. I like that.
I think Alanga will score. And I think a centre-back will score a header for them. The big lad that I said, I think he'll score a header. So a Forest centre-back to score a header for them as well. Although we're good at defending set pieces, they still might score a header. I'm not giving Ward a goal. So 5-2. Remember it in the comments. Remember, Dan
cracking game for the neutral.
Yeah, just make sure it's 5-0, and then they score 2 in extra time. Otherwise, I'm going to be pooping my pants. Right.
Well, I'm gonna go to on that with that in mind, I'm going to go to Paul Cass's.
He's worse than me. He's worse than me. I love him. I love you.
Yeah, not sure what's crazy.
Did he put the goal scorers? No.
5-0 predictions or Everton getting a penalty. Imagine if we got both.
Imagine if we got like
West Egg reckons this is the kind of thing that I would usually go for, but I just think both sides score too often.
We can believe. Go on, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, West Egg says 1-0 to us and Beto for the winner. How nice would it be for Beto to get the winner? That'd be really good. That
needs it.
Chris it's gone 3-1 positive. Chris, McNeil, Dukes, and Beto, and we don't care about their goal scorer because we'll be 3-0 up at that point. As we will be 4-1 up. Eugene thinks DCL hat trick. Could he be in for the England side again? There we go. That's what the talk will be. And Decore as well. I hope he's fit. I really do. Blues, conservative. You know what? Actually, 2-2 was my first thought. To be honest, both sides like scoring a couple of goals. They're at home, but yeah. So Blues has gone Branthwaite and Beto, and then probably Gibbs White. And I can't even say his name. Not that I can't say his name, I just don't want to say his name.
That Man U game has hurt the Blues, hasn't it? There.
Oh, and it just.
We actually got the Blues, who's proper serious, a bit positive, going wins with us, like Mr. Positive, and he's gone back now to being a steady 2-2. Branthwaite and Beto. The Blues has gone like in his shell a little bit there, Blues. I thought you'd give us a 5-2 win with me. But never mind. I get what you're thinking. Paul just said he was thinking the same. 2-2, though, if it happens, as long as we don't lose, I'd rather win this, and we've got to win it. But if we don't win it, make sure you at least draw, because we need points on the board. We've only got 4.
It'll be more positive tomorrow. It's our 5 kickoff, so we'll probably get a few drinks in before then. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Kind of looking forward to that. Emma's gone for a 3-2 to us. Everyone thinks plenty of goals, whichever way. Beto, Tarks, Danjuma. Origi and Young.
The unicorn. I haven't even got the unicorns. Like the unicorns in the backyard, drenched. Like the unicorn, I chucked it out, didn't I? And it rained, so the unicorn's not even an option anymore. Unless I had got the unicorn back and like hair dried it. But
maybe it's time for it. Maybe that's your Christmas present, Dan.
That's the next short. Do you know where? Yeah, that's the next short where I just abandon the unicorn and get back to the unicorn and bring it. No, I'm not getting the unicorn out. I've told myself this season, by the way, I'll still have banter and I'll still do stuff. I've already been a Spartan this season in the derby, by the way. But I've told myself this season that we're going to be okay. We don't need lucky charms or anything. I do believe that we've got a good team this season. And I think for once, we're just going to enjoy it. Just sit back and watch Everton be good. We haven't, before the international break, Paul, we won 5 in 7. I didn't even feel like we needed to be lucky. I just felt like Dyche has got this and the players was playing well and the players have got this. And we just need to get back to that feeling. We do. And I feel we will. I haven't seen nothing that Man United game that said that we've gone shit. We was better than Man United. We had more chances than Man United. We went back to what it was like at the start of the season, not taking the chances.
Yeah.
Law of averages says that we will take our chances next time. So if we can do the same thing as we did that Man United game, because we had balls cleared, like Garner Gay sliding in on the line, Decore should have scored, Mikalenko hit the bar. Against Man United, we had plenty of chances. So against Forest, if we do the same and take them, 5-2 is incoming the Blues. Yes, we're better than Man City. We'll have them as well later on. We've got them coming up. Don't worry, we'll beat them.
That's all the score prediction. I'm gonna put that one up last, just so that is going to be the actual score. So there you go. Everyone's pretty positive.
We are, mate.
Which is good. That's what we are. We're a positive channel.
It's in our DNA. It is in our DNA.
It's in our DNA.
You look at that ground.
Right.
Yeah,
You're right.
It is. You look at the ground. You look at the old lady. When you go, this is finishing it with this. But when you go in the stadium and you walk up them steps and you see Everton fans everywhere, and you just take it in, and your players are on the pitch. I love being an Everton fan, and I love being part of this Everton thing. It's goosebumps. It is goosebumps, and we've got to make sure. I seen someone speak about it on the Bullens. The Bullens really cracking channel. I seen someone speak about it on that, and the guy was saying that the old lady doesn't deserve this. It's bad for the old lady to end like this. We don't want our last season there, Paul, to be bad memories, do we? Do you know where I'm coming from, Paul? Like last season.
Yeah.
Got to send her off with a nice season, haven't we? We've got to send her off with a nice season. So we are going to win the EFL Cup, and we're going to frigging stay up this season, even with a 10-point deduction, and say, shove that up your arse. And we're going to represent Everton good, and we're going to send the old lady off with good vibes. That's what we're going to do. She deserves it. So we're going to step it up. I'm going to drop this. You'll see it now. You'll see our fans, and you'll see the flares, and we're just amazing, though. We need to get back on track.
We've got a when do the cups go on sale question. We've got to get one first.
Who said that?
But yeah. Emma's asking, when did they get the cups?
Oh, yeah, I just got the comments back up. I was just getting the stuff up to end the stream. But we're just trialing it. We're going to have them. And if you're interested, then we'll do cups. We are looking at doing T-shirts as well. The Toffee Bluecast is just something a lot of people want to be part of. It's not my channel. It's not Paul's channel. It's just a channel we've set up for all of us to get together. So it's for all of us. And the T-shirts and the mugs will represent Toffee Bluecast bringing us together. So if we probably might look on getting T-shirts and mugs. Yeah, we might do that if people want them. And the reaction we're getting, Jamie wants one. Emma, you want one? We'll sort stuff out. And we are doing a giveaway on the channel with the mug. So get ready for it. We'll see what we can do. We'll look after you. Don't worry. I'm going to get the banner on now. Up the fucking Toffees. We're playing tomorrow. Can't wait. Best luck, but the best not end the best not put these good vibes down. Do you know what I mean? Keep these good vibes up. Win and win again. Like I said on the last one, we're going to beat frigging. Who've got Paul? Tell me the next 4 games.
Oh, top of my head, flipping heck. We've got 2 home games next, which are Newcastle and then Chelsea. 7:30 on a Thursday and 2 o'clock on a Sunday, and then we're away on the 16th, 5:30 kickoff against Burnley. And then after that, on the 19th, we've got the EFL Cup game against Fulham.
Yeah, so this is what we're going to do then. So we're ending this now. We're going to smash Forest tomorrow. We're going to smash Newcastle. You can bring your corrupt posters to try and say that it's our fault. Bring it on. Bring your 3,000 posters. When we beat you, where are you going to put your posters? Because you'll be crying. So we're going to smash Newcastle. Then we're going to smash Fulham in the Cup. Then we're going to smash Burnley. And then the Blues, by the way, City, we're coming for you. We're coming for you, City. We're going to smash City after that as well. And we're going to smash Chelsea. We'll have them all. Don't worry. We are the best. We're the toughest. We'll take anyone on. Drop the banner now. Have a good night, everyone. Some nice music. Everyone. Love being an Everton fan, I do. Up the fucking Toffees, everyone. Hope you've had a good show, and like and subscribe. But if you don't want to tell